Marion! Wahaha! Pro gamer!
Hey everybody, Marion Pro Gamer here, and this is episode 3 of my Let's Play of Mario Golf Advance Tour via the Wii U Virtual Console. I am going back to this because now I can play this again with far better graphical fidelity and using better recording and video techniques. And so we can now continue. Last time we played some side games at the Marion Course Practice Center. We got lessons on driving and iron shots. Did the shot contest for the first and second hitting areas. And then also the iron contest. So what's left will be approaches and putting, and then maybe with enough experience I can go for that third spot, and then we'll see what time we have after that. Once people improve, I think they press the B button to select power and do technical shots. So what that means is within 60 yards, then the meter changes blue, and you can do an approach sort of shot where the meter goes slower and you have more fine control over how the ball rolls to the green rather than being a high wedge shot that stops instantly. I'm still a novice. I decide my power with the A button, which is the more basic shot. Oh, okay, so he was talking about the manual versus auto. Do you know how to move the range marker to adjust your shot simulation line? I do, but let's say no. To move it, just use the L and R buttons. L increases, R decreases. So that can be very helpful because it's not always in your best interest to hit full power every time. I'm teaching amateurs a running approach shot. This is a fun technique here. It's kind of like a cross between putting and chipping. If you got, flat green in front of you, then you can just let the ball roll toward the cup, and that pretty much maximizes your chance in those circumstances. To get power better, you must get within 3 yards. Like, you can't sink the putt, but whatever. You want to roll the ball and avoid a lot of carry. Yeah, with the way that the green is shaped, you could, from a correct angle, just like sort of roll it almost like you would a putt, except with loft. Yeah, you press the B until you get to the approach. That allows you to change your clubs and still remain within a 60-yard interval. And that just changes the loft and roll with which you approach the green. It's gonna do a 4-iron. Yeah, and then keep in mind that type of shot is going to roll a lot. So he's gonna allow a lot of room and add topspin. So that'll allow it to continue to hug the ground. It's fun to experiment with which one works for you. Heck, sometimes if you're feeling bold, you can even use a wood. Topspin, you press A twice when you set the impact timing. So that's helpful to know. It's not just backspin in this game, There's a cool shot with super topspin, but that'll require you to do a little bit of your own research. I'll show you anyway. First, let's just do the shot like the same way that they did. And then kind of align it, go to this screen to align it, properly align it. That turned out good. Whatever. Now, I play some golf in real life, and yeah, those types of approaches, these shots in general, are extraordinarily hard. I'm at best, a double bogey player, maybe slightly better than double bogey. And that if I were to somehow have a miraculous day, I could possibly break 100, but I suck at the game in real life. So now it's the best out of 10. first kind of do it, you know, the way that it was in the tutorial. Good. That's it. Ah, you people are so hard to please. Alright, screw it. Let's try using a driver just for yucks. I'm not going to use the top spin because it'll roll a heck of a lot on its own. Ah. That was awesome. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna... This is basically the same thing. Just gonna do this as quick as I can, pretty much. Maybe even a little backspin, because I'm hitting hard here. And drivers can roll a lot. This sort of skill will eventually come in handy here, because there is one challenge in this game that even I have a really hard time with. A really hard time with. So being able to roll low like this will eventually serve me well. That was risky. Similar sort of thing. Kind of not doing what they tell me, but I've never been one to do that. I like to learn things on my own. Two more to go.
Okay.
See if I can nail it again. Yeah, because there's really not much slope on the green that'll deviate it left and right so much. I thought I hit that one too hard for some reason, so my concern there was unwarranted, but I still got 10 out of 10. Let's set up the double level up next time. Just passing 7 isn't easy, but a 10? It blows my mind. So, I've been told I have a great running approach. Ooh, here's another guy. Backspin approach. This is incredibly useful, because no matter what approach you're using, it's going to roll a fair bit when it lands on the green, but if you want it to stop really quickly, then you'll want to use some backspin. Backspins are useful when you must stop the ball after landing on a downhill green. You must get close enough to one putt to approach a pin that's just over a bunker on the edge of the green. Backspin is perfect. Yeah, it should, because if you're going from that backside, yeah, you pretty much need to stop it quickly. This kind of shot, I would never want to attempt in real golf. I do know how to flop. You would open your feet toward the right and sort of tilt your club to the left to kind of like give it a more flat appearance and more loft, but still hard to do because you have to keep your wrist tight. Pretty good. That even bit a little bit. That was pretty good. Backspin, yep, you do the manual and you press B twice. But you've already seen me do that before. And there's a super backspin too. See if I can do it. Approach, it's a blue meter, then club. Sand wedge works pretty well here with this. That's looked pretty quick, actually, despite the slope. Yeah, my draw's getting big, so maybe I'll Try to keep it under control here. Buff up Ella a little bit. Am I good or lucky? Good question. Alright, let's see if I can do it 7 out of 10. Thankfully, the wind is still pretty light, so if I dare, I can actually try to go a little closer and then use the backspin. Now, unless you're using a longer club, you probably don't want to use super backspin. And I'm going to show you why, in fact. Because it might bite a little bit more than you would like it to. See, that was crawling up against the slope, so you'll want to be careful. Normal backspin is fine here. I have some fun. Do approach wedge. See how there was a little more resistance. A little more resistance there. The ball still sort of kept going a little bit. And so there's really almost no bite. There's a golf dictionary that you can access in the options menu of the game if, you know, you see golf terms and lingo being thrown around that you're not familiar with, but most of it makes sense. Like, you know, flag, stake, pin. Most people know what bunkers are, and I forgot to do backspin, so I failed to stop that ball. So, oh well. BB. There we go. Let's get a little crazy now. Pitching wedge. Still rolling a little bit. You'll notice that as I club up, also, there's a tendency for the number on the lower right, the distance margin, to increase. That reflects the increased difficulty of using a longer club out of a bad lie. But I still made it stick pretty effectively anyways. A little less experience for not quite getting all 10, but that's okay. Can't believe your approach skills. Almost fainted when that 7th chip shot dropped. Which one was that? Whatever. It's interesting that they would remember specific ones. Alright, let's check and see what other ones I have to remember. Oh, putting. Putting, and then there's the hard version of the shooting contest. Okay. Okay, so I gotta go to the putting greens. That's different. That area is specially designated for approaches. That is back down here. The grass is short, but it does hold a putting line. You want to learn about putting lines? Now this game, like other Mario Golf games, as well as NES Open Tournament, uses a grid system for reading putts, rather than the Tiger Woods system of, okay, you know, aim this much one way and this much the other way, and then the ball will roll toward the hole. Requires a little bit more thought here. What you're going to learn now is matching your putt power with your aiming line. For these easy greens, you probably don't have to aim much more than a cup width off of the center one way or the other. But it can depend on distance and you know, where you go. If you go exactly straight, there's a hump, so Putting lines over small mounds change depending on your touch. In general, a softer putt will be more influenced by the slope. That makes sense. And just try to imagine in your head, like, you know, okay, you know, which way, you know, things will go with how I hit it. There's not much to that putt from that area. So it's really a matter of your timing. Now it's my turn. Putt is less than 10 yards, so there's short mode. You can press B to adjust your meter and how hard you want the limits of your putt to go. You can go up to 200 feet, but most greens are not nearly that large. Looks like for the most part, the influence on my ball is going to be from left to right here. And then aim just a little short of 26. Alright. Nailed it. Draining delicate putts can make a difference, especially since, you know, 300-yard drive or 3-foot putt, they're each a stroke. That's the humbling thing about this game. In this putting challenge, you will take 8-yard putts from various spots. How many out of 10? Alright, so this is about the same thing as before. In general, you can overhit a putt by about 6 feet. But that's after accounting for slope or other things. Yeah, this is definitely, the arrows are going to kind of take it toward the top of the screen, so toward the top and right of the screen, so I'm going to aim ever so slightly right and short. Well, that had more influence than I thought, so I missed that putt. I think I'll miss the mound there, so, but just in case I'll hit slightly harder. That's good. Nothing to worry about here. You always want to give it the extra effort and hit a little bit harder than you need to. Alright, a little bit of slope is against me. The question is 30 enough? I think it should be. Good. Very good. It's a little more directly against me. Press B. Axis 30.7. Okay. Oh, well. Uh-oh, slow down. That was too hard. That was probably about 35, and that was too hard. Okay. This is definitely harder than the other challenges on this course, at least. Though some of these putts are flat, so that's nice. I only need 7 out of 10, so if I make 1 or 2, I am good. See if I can make this last one. A slight touch of right slope. Alright. How do you like that? 15-15. You drained enough of them? Alright, I pass. Mental focus is more important than technique on shorter putts, which I will say that is mostly true in real golf. You won't believe, like, when you try it, how hard it is to actually sink a 3 or 4 foot putt, much less 25, you know. Alright. We'll see if I can make the distance for the third one. Let's try. Given that I've added a little bit more power, and I can use power shots and topspin, so we'll see. We'll see if I can make it. Oh boy, this is gonna be tricky. I can land on a fast fairway patch, and maybe that'll give me enough bounce to get there, but we'll see. See how this goes. Maybe this will come to bite me in the ass, but we'll see. Oh wow, that rolled a lot. Okay, now that I know that, I can use the fast fairway, but I just need to be able to stop it afterward. Lots of backspin. If we could. Oh shoot, too much. Alright, let's try this challenge over now that I know that, and just use normal backspin. See if that works. Land on the fast. Huh, shoot. Maybe if I land on a slower part after the bounce, then I'll stay on. Nope. Wow. I got one more idea. This might not carry to the part that I need it to go, but if it doesn't, then... If you're wondering, this music is a simpler version of the Blooper Bay tournament music in Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. So if you're a veteran of my channel, then that might be why it sounds familiar. Okay. I can't hit quite hard enough to do that one, so I'll have to come back to that one. Shoot, okay. Alright. And then otherwise, you know, the next thing I would have to do is probably either the singles, either the match with Joe or a round, but both of those will take a minimum of 10 minutes. So I'm gonna cut this episode short, and you know, hope this has been Metal Yoshi Pro Gamer here with Let's Play Mario Golf Advance Tour. I hope you've enjoyed the game so far here. Don't worry, you know, there's a lot of interesting stuff that'll be coming up that'll make it even more interesting, and there will be, you know, double stuff, and as the episodes go along, there's lots of side games that change things around. So I hope that you'll join me for later episodes. Next time we will conquer. Yeah, I think we'll do a tournament next time. So I'll see you guys then.